everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, your expert life strategist. I am your business consultant, Karina Calhoun. I'm super excited to be on the show with you today. We have another amazing guest coming on the show to really show you how she's loving on the world around her, show you I kind of feel like sophisticated services is really what I want to say that you're going to be privy to see today. So we have on the show Heidi Medina. Hi, Heidi. How are you? I am super excited to see you. So, Heidi, tell us where in the world you are.
Hey everyone. I am actually in Portugal. I am about an hour north of Lisbon, for anybody who knows where Lisbon is. And I'm actually from the US, but we've been living here almost 5 years.
I love it. So, a couple of questions on that, Heidi. What took you to Portugal, and where in the U.S. are you from?
Um, well, I'll start with the state one. That's the easy one.
Okay.
I was actually born in North Carolina, but I ended up in Colorado, where home is, Denver, Colorado. From there, the hubby and I ended up moving to Portugal in 2018 after we did digital nomad style life for almost 3 years before that. And we decided we wanted to get a European passport. It's the short answer. Portugal checked all the boxes on the list as a good country to do that in. And so that's kind of sort of how we ended up here.
I love it. And, I've been asking this question recently because I have been talking to so many people from around the world. What's your favorite dish there in Portugal? Your favorite food dish?
That's a tough one. This got great food here. I tell you, the seafood in general is so good here, and they eat a lot of it. I mean, it comes right out of the water here, and it's incredible. The grilled fish all the time with vegetables on the side. It's really, really good. Yeah, the octopus salad here is amazing. I used to didn't like octopus at all, and now I'm a fan. And I do, they eat a lot of salt cod here. Bacalhau, it's called.
So,
A lot.
you have sold me, Heidi. I will be there in about 30 minutes. Please
Okay.
have my plate of seafood ready. I'm gonna want a huge plate, okay? Because I love seafood, and that is one of the things. I mean, just the fact that you say it comes right out of the water, right there, I absolutely love it. And yeah, so I'll be there in half an hour.
Oh, cool. Well, you'll be in the middle of sardine season, so that's a big
Wow.
thing in the summer here. Definitely really good fresh out of the water. It takes a little bit of they're a little oily compared to other fish, but it's an acquired taste. And now every summer, it's like, okay, it's time to go eat sardines.
That is so interesting. Before my grandfather passed, that was one of the things that he absolutely loved. And one of my fondest memories of him, when he was actually in the process of passing, he was not eating and things of that nature, and no one could get him to eat. But I knew one of his favorites was sardines with hot sauce. And so I actually went and got some and fed it to him, physically fed it to him. And he started eating just in that moment. But I just knew that it was something that he absolutely enjoyed. So thank you for bringing up that amazing, loving, wonderful memory of my grandfather and myself. That is awesome. So, Heidi, I want to find out from you how you are loving on the world around you, other than helping people come, bring up fond and amazing memories of family members. How are you loving on the world around you?
I think the biggest thing is just working to help bring more fun into the world because I feel like we don't focus enough on that. And I mean, being a business owner, of course, things can get kind of serious, but I just see life in general kind of serious too. And so it's more about helping bring communication and provide a safe place for people to talk, as well as just make things lighter, more fun. Let's joke a little more. Let's just have a good conversation and chill out. And I'm fully a fan of like the 2 hour lunch, over some wine and just talk. But I think that's the big thing is I'm working on doing. It's because life's gotten a lot serious and just think we need a little more fun and happiness right now.
I can tell you, Heidi, that you exude that. Even, I didn't know that that's what you do, um, because we haven't had a conversation before now. We don't do pre-show interviews. But what you all saw, there was a real life demonstration of what it's like to encounter someone and have a good time, have fun, just communicate, dialogue. We talked about Portugal, we talked about seafood, we talked about a fond memory of my grandfather. And when you're able to infuse your life, even in a business setting such as this, because let's be honest, this is still a business setting, but when you're able to infuse that into your life, into a business setting, then oh my goodness, the amazingness that comes from that. So, Heidi, tell us how you got started. What made you start on this journey of really authenticity in all areas of life, is the way I see it translated to.
That's a tough one. I've kind of always had this aspect. My grandmother used to say when I walked in the room, it was like the sun and rainbows walked in. I never understood what she meant till later, but I got a tough background, to be honest. I come from abuse and some things like that, but I've always been able to find the positive forms in life, and that's what's kept me going. And I just want to help people do that because I spent part of my life with not being able to work towards my dreams and goals until I made some different decisions and changed, got out of certain situations and moved on. And I've just taken that with me I don't want to see anybody held back by not believing that they can have their goals and they can have their dreams and that life has to be hard all the time because even no matter how hard it is, and sometimes it can seem like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, there's still something somewhere. There is that sunshine. You can find a ray of something somewhere. And I just want to try to help people find it and bring that out and just have more of it in life because it can get too serious. I mean, sometimes I get that way and I have to back off and remind myself of what the good things are in life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Does that make sense at all?
It does 100%. And I'm sitting here just thinking about my life and thinking about the people around me. I am an introvert. And with being an introvert, sometimes people misunderstand us and think that we're too serious. And really, we're not, because I can tell you, Heidi, my family, I get on their last nerve. Do you hear me? Their last, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make, for those that can't see the video, Heidi almost spit her water out. Because it's true. I get on their last nerve. I send knock jokes. I send boring dad jokes in text messages to my family members, to the kids, my spouse. I send crazy memes. I am all in their face when I see them hugging, kissing, laughing, having a good time. And because I fully believe in what you're saying, that life, yes, there's a time, there's a season, there's a reason to be serious, but enjoying life, laughter is medicine for the heart.
Amen.
Oh
Amen.
my goodness.
It is. It truly is. And I think the more we can laugh, it's not like I'm the jokester out there or anything, but it's just about lightening things up
Mhm.
so that you can find that room to laugh and have a little more fun and just inject more of that in your life because it makes such a difference in how you feel and how your outlook on everything. And yeah, I mean, it's just
And you talk about injecting that in, and it helps your outlook. When you focus on gratitude, I was working with a couple recently, and what I had them do was to create a list of 20 things that they're grateful for, and explaining to them that, listen, when you are focused on what you're grateful for, you become even more grateful. That gratitude begins to multiply, because you're like, wow, I have this to be thankful for, I have that to be thankful for. That gratitude just, it explodes in your life in such an amazing way. So walk us through, without giving the farm away, Heidi, without giving the farm away, walk us through, like, the first one or two steps that you would take a client through. Now, do you work only with women? Do you work with women and men? Do you work with children? Who is it that you work with? And then what are the first one or two steps, in a roundabout way, that you take the folks through?
Well, with me, I'm actually a social media marketing strategist. So I work with men and women. It just has to be somebody in the right mindset, right place, that kind of thing. It's people only in with an online business and coaches. That's who I tend to work with. The first one or two steps. I mean, the first thing is, of course, a meet and greet. We get on a call to meet and make sure that we're going to work together. We're a good fit, that kind of stuff. Our energy works. We're got the same idea of our path, where we're moving forward, and that I can help them, because sometimes I can't. Somebody else is sometimes a better fit than me, or it's just not the right thing I offer. Then from there, if they've become a client, it starts out with, they actually have, I've got this big, I shouldn't say big, it's not, it's kind of baseline assessment package that we start with, because I can't help anybody if I don't know what the inside of their business looks like. And I don't know what they've already been doing, what's worked, what hasn't worked, that kind of stuff. So they have to fill that out first. And from there, once we do that, we set up their initial marketing strategy for LinkedIn, because I specialize in social selling on LinkedIn, getting conversations going. Can you imagine me talking to people? Come on. I help people talk to people. That's what I do.
I love it.
I focus on the social selling side of it. So it is about helping people get the conversation going online, which, a lot of people struggle with. But I do it from the point of view, it's not the icky side of things. So it's not about cold pitching in people's DMs. It is about getting in their DM, but it's about getting in their DM to talk to them, to build a relationship. Because what I do is all about relationship building. It's about being able to have repeat clients, not just one time. It's also about building collaborations with peers, which is huge. Getting on speaking gigs like this, that kind of stuff, and support, and even friends. I mean, I've got amazing friends that I made from social media. That was through business activities. So it isn't all just business related when you look at this stuff, but it's about going into it with an open mind. Yes, you have a target audience, because you can't talk to everyone. But at the same time, it's also about making sure the right people are in your audience. So it's fun, because you got to have some fun. You want to be talking to the people you are, and it's people that you can actually help, because I am helping business owners work with other people. So it's it's about building those relationships that do turn their connections into paying clients, but it's also about building strong peer connections. I call them peers. I don't like to call it competition, because I believe we have a world of abundance and there's enough for everyone. And that's also something I help my clients center on as well, because when you live in a scarcity mindset, then you're closed to opportunities that are open, and there's plenty of complementary peers out there in a niche that the two of you can work together. And I truly believe that we get further in life when we collaborate and we move forward together. And it's always about what we can do for other people too, not just ourselves. Yes, we have to be important too. And I truly believe this is one thing I help a lot of my clients with. Society has us in the mindset that It's the client first. I actually believe it's you first. Because if you aren't taking care of you, which also means taking care of your business, then you can't serve your clients at your best.
Oh, so very true. Oh my goodness, I love it.
So it all starts with getting in the aspect of that abundance mindset of realizing that, yes, there might be hundreds of other people doing what you're doing, but you do it differently. And it's bringing it out. And there's enough clients for everyone. And your clients are there, their clients are there. And so when you live like that and you build those relationships online and you just build the relationships through talking to people, because that's what social selling is. I know it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like the scary term, but it's literally talking to people. And it just so much magic happens, and it amazes me. I mean, I'm a little bit of a computer geek, a little bit of a nerd on the techie side. I do bring the strategy in. I mean, we do talk algorithms and how that can help make you more visible and that kind of stuff. But in reality, the majority of it is about building those relationships. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to take your business forward. I mean, for me personally, over 60% of my clients are repeat clients because built that atmosphere that nurtures them even when we're not working together. They stay there, they become super fans. They continue to follow me when they're ready for the next level. They come back again. I'm not one of those coaches or strategists that thinks you need to be with me full time. Learn what you need to
Mm-hmm.
learn, go on, come back when you need the next level. So it's just really incredible what you can do when you're just open to communication and open to the possibilities of what can happen. I mean, look at you and I here today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have happened otherwise if we weren't willing to talk to each other or put ourselves out there to do that. And that's what help my clients do, is get over that fear of talking to people and realize it's a human being on the other side of the screen. And I help them. There's a lot of examples I like to use that people kind of laugh at me with. But I'm like, somebody else will say, "Oh, they'll do send a DM a certain way," and I'm like, "Now I want you to think about that. Would you have gone up to someone on the street and said that to them?"
Right.
I mean, it's a really good measure.
Yeah.
What you won't say in person, you're putting a DM that you probably shouldn't be putting it in DM to people.
Right. Exactly. And I absolutely love this conversation. And I am almost positive that at some point you and I are going to be working together, because this is a hot topic that I have been hearing in these business internet streets, because people are frustrated with, as you said, these DMs that are coming through, the things that are being said in those DMs and things like that. I do believe that, DMs can serve a purpose. I do believe that. I've seen it, I've experienced it on both ends, either the buying in or the selling in. And so I fully believe in them, but it's how you approach it is really the key. And it's like you said, if you're not going to say it on the street to someone, definitely don't say it in the DM streets. I mean, it's just that simple. But this has been an amazing conversation. And I love how, if you all really watch the cadence of this episode, go back and watch it, listen to it again, because Heidi did not come out the gate selling. Now, as you all know, I don't play that here at Go Be Great. If you come out trying to sell to us, it's no one will ever see the episode. Okay. But what I find fascinating is just the down to earth conversation that you and I had. And then it moved into, hey, look, this is what I did. But what I want to highlight is the fact that you actually demonstrated the ability to have a normal, regular, everyday conversation and move it into that piece that you want to be able to say, now let's talk about this. But it was so natural. And so for those of you that are listening, I want you to get in touch with Heidi, because to experience that is amazing. And so that's what you want to be able to bring to your business as you are really looking for somebody to help you in your business.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
It really is. And I mean, it's literally, it's going in with the intentions to talk. I didn't come here with the intention to sell today. If I do, great. I mean, yes, I would love that. But the intention was to come today to have a conversation. And when you take that approach, and it doesn't, I do want to say this real quick because I know this, and especially for women, there's a lot of quote guilt and shame if we want the sell. That's okay. It's okay to want to sell, but it still comes down to the intention of how you make people feel. And if you just have a conversation, I've talked my way into so many clients just by talking to people the way we have today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Heidi, do you have any last words of wisdom to give?
Well, we've been on the conversation topic. So it really is, everyone. It is just talking to people. And it's not just talking to people. Here's the real thing. You not only talk, you have to listen and hear. There's all both sides of communication, and it isn't just speaking to everyone. You want to hear what people are saying and understand what they are saying. And when you do that, that's actually how you form those relationships, because people trust you when they feel like they've been heard and understood. So if you're just talking, it's almost like in a vacuum and it's all one sided. But when you also stop and listen and hear, that's the other side of the actual conversation. And that's where the true magic happens, because that's where you build the trust.
Absolutely. And that is vital. Heidi, how can we get in touch with you?
Talk to Heidi.com or on LinkedIn at Heidi Medina.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Folks, this has been another amazing episode of Go Be Great. I am your host, your expert strategist, and we've had Heidi Medina on the show. And I will see you all on the flip side. Bye for now.